In today's show, I talk about overwhelm, how quickly we can get in there and how quickly it stops us doing what we want to do. So welcome to today's episode, and I wanted to share with you some of the discussions I've been having recently, and it's about how we set up expectations, set up goals particularly. And it's interesting that I just noticed on a number of occasions, well, at least more and more, that when we have these kind of big ideas and these big plans and these goals, we set up all these expectations of what we want to achieve, we can fall into a bit of a trap or a mind game where we set the goal higher than we would realistically be able to achieve. And I was just reflecting recently that it's something that we can easily do. I think we've all been in that situation where we've got amazing plans. I mean, think back to New Year's resolutions. We all have these amazing ideas to come up with so many things we're going to do, and we have this massive list, and the list just overwhelms us. We are just kind of like, oh my God, where do I start? It's too much. We kind of place ourselves in, well, at the end of the day, a degree of fear about doing it. We get scared of how overwhelming all the work is that we actually forget about doing it because it's just too much and we get overwhelmed. So the little nugget from today was about how we need to be aware when we set goals or objectives about making sure we're not overwhelming ourselves. We can set out what we want to achieve, but we need to be mindful to think, actually, let's start with one. And from that one, see what we can achieve after that. One of the things that I find magical sometimes actually is I see, like, a lot of people will set up a big goal of certain things, and I have to remind myself, actually, I'm not going to get all those 13, 14, 15 things done, or the list I had. Let's start with one. And now what I really find often is that I have one and then I'll do two. So it's a lot better to start out from thinking that you'll achieve one and then go ahead and achieve two or three or four, than it is to set, say, 15 as your goal and think, well, I don't get around to it because it's too many. So for today, when we're creating objectives, when we're creating goals, when we're looking to task ourselves with some new ideas or new things we want to do, I really ask you to notice if we are placing ourselves in overwhelm by making long lists. At least notice if you're doing that, and notice how what your reaction is, because it can be, it's just too much. I can't do it, so it's too big a list. One resolution to that, one way of getting around it, is reducing the expectations down to smaller steps. You'll get more reward, you feel better for it, and be more encouraged to carry on every day. So, for today's episode, monitor your objectives, keep an eye on those goals, and keep them realistic, and stop overwhelming yourself.